Matthew Ramirez was a quiet man from a small town in New Mexico, the kind of man who wore calloused hands and gentle eyes. When his factory job was shut down and bills began to pile like autumn leaves, he made the hardest choice a father could make. He enlisted in the army. Not because he wanted glory or war, but because he wanted to keep the lights on, food in the fridge, and maybe, just maybe, afford the medication that might save his daughter. Her name was Lily. She was 4 when the coughs began. Sharp, rasping, unnatural sounds that didn't belong in the mouth of a child who still played with paper crowns and believed the moon was a balloon God had tied to the sky. By the time she was diagnosed with lung cancer, Matthew had already shipped out for training. He cried the night he read his wife Elena's letter under the flickering light of a base hallway, muffling his sobs with his sleeve. But the next morning he wrote Lily a letter. "My sweet flower Lily, Daddy's far away in a place with loud trucks and even louder boots. But every night I think about your smile. I heard you're sick, but you're the strongest girl I know, braver than all the soldiers here. When you feel tired, just imagine me carrying you on my shoulders like I used to. I'm fighting for you, baby. I promise I'll come home soon. Love you more than all the stars, Daddy." He sent her a letter every week. Some were silly, full of stick-figure doodles of him saluting or getting yelled at by his sergeant. Others were gentle, carefully worded for a little girl who didn't understand chemotherapy or why her hair was falling out. He told her that superheroes sometimes got sick too, and like them, she had to fight with her whole heart. She always had someone read them to her, sometimes her mom, sometimes a nurse. She'd smile, clutch the paper in her tiny fingers, and whisper, "Daddy says I'm brave." Matthew served his deployment with quiet discipline. Every bullet dodged and every patrol survived, driven by a single dream, coming home to his daughter. He missed birthdays, hospital visits, and the soft, slipping moments where a child either gets better or doesn't. One night, just 3 days before he was scheduled to return, he got the call. Lily had passed away, peacefully, Elena said. She fell asleep with one of his letters folded in her hand. The world didn't crumble. It simply went silent. When Matthew returned, he didn't wear his uniform. He didn't carry medals or stand tall at the airport. He carried a teddy bear she had loved, the last one he'd sent, still in its box. At the funeral, he placed it next to her photo, where she still had hair, still laughed, still believed Daddy could fix everything. Later that night, he sat alone in her room, now untouched, and pulled out a stack of her letters. His own words, now echoes. He read them one by one, aloud, softly, as if she were still there. "You were right, Daddy, I was brave." It was the last note she ever wrote, found under her pillow, written in shaky letters with a crayon. And for the rest of his life, Matthew carried her voice in his heart like a compass, reminding him that sometimes love means showing up even when you can't be there. That sometimes the bravest thing a father can do is keep writing letters, even after there's no one left to read them.